Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be opening up our first 4 packs of the new set, Pitch Black. So we haven't opened up too much of this because all of the pre-releases we've been doing, we have been saving our packs for videos. I like to explore the set kind of on my own. I feel like you don't need to open up any packs when you're doing a pre-release. The decks are pretty well built by themselves. So we're going to be exploring the set and seeing what cards are in here. So our first card is Antique Armor Fossil. This is a trainer, it's an item, it's got HP of 60. It says, play this card as if it was a 60 HP basic normal Pokemon. This card can't be affected by any special conditions and can't retreat. At any time during your turn, you may discard this card from play. So you can discard it when it's on the bench, and you can discard it when it's in the active, giving yourself pseudo free retreat, which is pretty cool. The ability, and it also evolves into Sheldon, so it gives, since it's an item, it gives you the post-evolution stage so you don't get too confused. The ability is Protective Armor. It says as long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, all of your Pokemon take 10 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon after applying weakness and resistance. I like that build, I think it's pretty good. Electrike, this is a basic, it's an HP of 70, it's a lightning type. It's number 309 in the Pokedex, lightning Pokemon, height 2 feet, weight 33.5 pounds. It's got the attack Collect, which is a lightning energy, and it doesn't do any damage, but it draws a card, which is always great. Tackle is 2 lightning energy for 30 damage. I really like this Electrike, I think it's going to fit really well in the Manectric deck. Weakness to fighting times 2, no resistance to retreat for 1. The Pokedex entry is, let's see if I can get it to focus. It stores static electricity in its fur for discharging. This Pokemon's whole body gives off sparks if a storm approaches. Illustration by Zook. J-Block PBL, so Pitch Black. English, 023 out of 084, so a pretty small set. This is a common. I like the fact that they're doing small sets now. I think it's really enjoyable. I like the small sets. Stage 1, this is Trumbeak. This is Stage 1 evolves from Pick-a-Peck. Really awesome piece of artwork here. This is HP of 90, normal type, number 732 in the Pokedex. What is that? Bugle Beak Pokemon. Height 2 feet, weight 32.6 pounds. It's got the attack Fly, which is one of any type for 30 damage. It says flip a coin. If Tails' attack does nothing, if heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of attack done to this Pokemon. Weakness to lightning times 2, resistance to fighting minus 30, and retreat for 1. Pokedex entry says when it encounters foes, it launches the many seeds stored in its beak in a radial burst. Illustration by Miki Kudo. Miki Kudo does awesome work. She usually does a lot simpler pieces, so this is nice to see her expanding her repertoire and doing a little bit more, how do you say, like scenic pieces. This is definitely one of her more complicated ones. I love the waterfall and the dimensions that she has in this piece. It's really nice. This is J-Block PBL English, 067 out of 084 common. So the reason we go through all these and read them is it's a brand new set. I think it's super important to understand what you're playing with and the new cards that you have. So this is Mankey. It's a basic. It's an HP of 50. It's a fighting type. It's number 56 in the Pokedex, Pig Monkey Pokemon. Height 1 foot 8 inches, weight 61.7 pounds. It has low kick, which is one of any type for 20 damage. Weakness to psychic times 2, no resistance, retreat for 1. Pokedex entry says it is extremely quick to anger. It could be docile once one moment and thrashing away the next instant. Illustration Yuka Mori. J-Block, Pitch Black English, 042 out of 084. Toucannon. Everyone's going crazy about Toucannon. Let's read what it says. Stage 2 Toucanon. This evolves from Trumbeak. It's HP of 150, normal type. Number 733, Cannon Pokemon. Height 3'7", weight 57.3 pounds. It's a pretty fun piece of artwork for Toucanon. You don't see too many Toucanons, and this one is definitely an angrier version of it. It looks pretty cool. I like it a lot. The ability is Aerial Draw. It says once during your turn, you may use this ability, draw a card. Excuse me. So those attacks are, those abilities are good. You know, card advantage in a game that requires it is good. I've noticed, I guess you're not paying anything, right? A lot of the times you have to use something to get a card, so this just gets you a card. So I do like it. You have 4 of these out, you can draw 4 cards for free. It's pretty sweet. Feather Rondo. This is one of any type for 60 plus. It says this attack does 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. So let's say we both have 5, that's 260 damage for 1 energy. That's pretty awesome, and it draws you a card. I know why people are going crazy over this card. It's a single prize Pokemon that draws you a card that does 260 damage. Pretty good. You throw a Brave Bengal on here, you're doing 290. That's pretty sweet. Weakness 2, Lightning times 2, resistance to fighting -30, and a retreat for 2. The Pokédex entry says, pairs of Toucanon are considered symbols of companionship, as these Pokemon will raise the temperature of their beaks to warm each other. Ah, yes. I forget that it can warm up its beak to... It's really cute. I love that thing, like that attribute of this Pokemon. It can warm its beak to warm up its eggs. It can warm up its partner. It's really, really interesting Pokemon. Illustration by Masaka Tomi. J-Block, Pitchback, English, 068 out of 084. Uncommon. This is an uncommon. This is an uncommon that draws you a card and can do 260 damage. It's very, very strong. Dark Bell. This is a trainer. It's an item. And it says, both active non-dark Pokemon are now confused. I like this card. I was seeing it being played in a couple decks in the pre-releases, so people would play them. Obviously there's no dark deck, so both active Pokemon are getting confused, but you know, in the right build, like the hide and sneak deck where you have a free retreater, you can Dark Bell and then free retreat out of it, so your active Pokemon is not confused. It seems really good. It's obviously something that probably wants to be more built around. You know, having dark Pokemon is really good with it, so you don't get confused. I like it. I think it's pretty good. Seems good, especially because there is like a confusion deck. So actually, this is perfect for that deck. I've been playing the Mischievous deck online a little bit. It has I think it's a Canyon stadium that says that when Pokemon evolve and devolve, they don't get unconfused. So you can confuse it with Dark Bell, and then for the rest of the game they're confused, and as long as you have Mischievous in the active, every time they move an active, change their active Pokemon, you can keep them confused. So this is definitely going to be going in that deck. That seems really good to me. Illustration by Toasty Beach. Item rule, you can play as many item cards as you like during your turn. J-Block, Pitch Black, English, 075 out of 084, uncommon. Here's a Manectric that completely locked me out of a game in the pre-release. So Manectric is a stage 1, evolves from Electrike. It's an HP of 120, lightning Pokemon. It's number 310 in the Pokedex, discharge Pokemon. Height 4'11", weight 88.6 pounds. It's got the attack Flashing Barrier. For 2 lightning energy, it does 50 damage, and it says, during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from evolution Pokemon. So I think that attack pairs so nicely with the Mega Manectric that we have already, which basically is 2 for 120, and says that you prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by basic Pokemon. So you have the effect of blocking basic Pokemon and evolution Pokemon with the Manectric deck. I think this is going to be a really fun deck to explore and see how it goes. Obviously there's decks that can get around it that play both basics and evolutions that make it a little difficult, but you know, locking somebody out of their slop box deck always feels fantastic. Locking somebody out of their stupid, you know, evolution deck feels fantastic. You know, it is a really fun thing to do. Sonic Edge is the second attack for 3 lightning energy. It does 110 damage. It says this attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So it's basically a shred for 110. That's pretty awesome. You know, you definitely want those types of effects. Because when you get locked out of a game from a stupid Crustle or a, you know, what's it called? Stone Corner or any of these cards that don't let you attack, it's nice to be able to just swing in with 110 damage. Obviously this doesn't usually get blocked because it doesn't have a rule box, but still being able to connect is always good. Weakness to fighting ×2, no resistance, retreat for 1. Pokedex entry says it discharges electricity from its mane. The Pokemon creates a thundercloud overhead from which to drop lightning bolts. Illustration Uninori. J block, pitch black, English 024 out of 084, uncommon. Bronzor, this is a reprint from an earlier set, I can tell from the artwork. But this is a Bronzor, it's an HP of 80, it's a metal type, it's number 436 in the Pokedex. Bronze Pokemon, height 1 foot 8 inches, weight 133.4 pounds. It's got mirror attack for metal energy, it does 10 plus. It says if your opponent's active Pokemon is a metal Pokemon, this attack does 30 more damage. Weakness to fire ×2, resistance to grass -30, and a retreat for 3. I'm not sure if I'll be able to read the Pokedex entry. They're so hard to read on these reverse hollows. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a reprint. We got a Goldeen. This is a basic, it's an HP of 70, it's a water type, it's number 118 in the Pokedex, goldfish Pokemon. Height 2 feet, weight 33.1 pounds. It's got the attack Pierce for 2 of any type, does 30 damage. Pretty image. Weakness to lightning, no resistance, retreat for 1. No way I'm going to be able to read that Pokedex entry down there. And we got a Primarina. This is one of my favorite Pokemon. I really love Primarina. I use Primarina on Pokemon Go a lot. It's really strong for me. Stage 2, Primarina evolves from Brynone, right? Brynone? HP of 150, water type, number 730 in the Pokedex. Soloist Pokemon, height 5'11", weight 97 pounds. It's got the ability Enriching Melody. It says once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may use this ability. Heal all damage from one of your Pokemon. That seems really good. Aqua Return is a water energy and one of any type for 120 damage. It says shuffle this Pokemon and all attached cards into your deck. That seems really great. Being able to shuffle it back in, go search it out, play it again, heal this Pokemon, do it again. That seems pretty awesome. Weakness to lightning ×2, no resistance, retreat for 2. Pokedex entry says also known as the Songstress, it is a sight to behold on moonlit nights when it sings in front of the colony it leads. Illustration by Taira Akitsu. J block, pitch black, English 020 out of 084, rare. Beautiful card. Love that Primarina. Alright, let's jump into our next pack. This is the Mega Changelure pack. I love how they're doing the codes now. They have the different images for the codes. Super cool. Alright, Inkay, this is a basic, it's an HP of 60, dark type, number 686 in the Pokedex, revolving Pokemon, really fun piece of artwork here. This is height 1 foot 8 inches, weight 7.7 pounds. It's It's got the attack Procurement, which is a dark energy for no damage. It says search your deck for an item card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. Those are okay. Spinning attack is 2 dark energy for 30 damage. Weakness to grass ×2, no resistance, retreat for 1. Pokedex entry says it drains foes' will to fight by flashing lights at them. It then takes the opportunity to hide itself away. Illustration by Yuriko Akasa. J Block, Pitch Black English, 051 out of 084. Poplio, very cute, Poplio. Poplio is a basic, it's an HP of 70, it's a water type, it's number 728 in the Pokedex, Sea Lion Pokemon. Height 1'4", weight 16.5 pounds. It's got the attack Pound for water energy, does 20 damage. Weakness to lightning ×2, no resistance, retreat for 1. The Pokedex entry says the balloon it inflates with its nose grows larger and larger as it practices day by day. Illustration Oswaldo Cato. Oswaldo does really beautiful pieces of artwork. I love his shadow and highlights that he does. They're very simple, but this one is a little bit more complex in the Pokemon area. But as you can tell by the mountain by my thumb, it is like his style still is there. J Block, Pitch Black English, 018 out of 084 common. Centiskorch. This is a stage 1, evolves from Sizzlepede. It's an HP of 140, fire type. Number 851 in the Pokedex, Radiator Pokemon. Height a 9'10", weight 264.6 pounds. It's a pretty massive centipede, Centiskorch. First attack is Controlled Burn for fire energy. It does no damage, but it says discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. Okay, that's scary. And then Heat Tackle, fire energy and 3 of any type for 160 damage. It says this Pokemon also does 30 damage to itself, so Controlled Burn can get out of hand, especially with these Pokemon decks that want to just draw their whole deck in the first turn, so you're basically working against 30 cards. I really love discard nil quote-unquote decks in Pokemon because they seem to be really good. Weakness to water ×2, no resistance, retreat for 3. Pokedex entry says when it heats up its body temperature, reaches about 1500 degrees Fahrenheit. It lashes its body like a whip and launches itself at enemies. Illustration by Koki Sato. J Block, Pitch Black English, 010 out of 084. Primate. Primate is a stage 1, evolves from Mankey. This is an HP of 110, fighting type. Number 57 in the Pokedex, Pig Monkey Pokemon. Height 3'3", weight 70.5 pounds. It's got Corkscrew Punch for 2 of any type, does 50 damage. Weakness to Psychic ×2, no resistance, retreat for 2. Pokedex entry says some researchers theorize that Primeape remains angry even when inside the Pokeball. Illustration by Gozan, J Block English, Pitch Black English, 043 out of 084 common. Gwen is incredible. This seems to be the star of the set for supporters go. This is a trainer, it's a supporter. It says discard up to 2 Pokemon that don't have a rules box from your hand and draw 3 cards for each card you discarded in this way. Pokemon EX, Pokemon V, etc. have rule boxes. So when I was first playing this, I was discarding 2 and drawing 3 and thinking it was amazing during pre-release. And then I read it again and somebody played it and I was like, wow, you draw 6 for discarding 2. And if your deck wants to put things in the discard pile, this card is insane. So definitely going to be an amazing supporter for any deck that doesn't play too many rule boxes, and definitely going to be an amazing card for those strategies that want to be putting cards into their discard pile. Illustration by Maggie Miso. It says you can play 1 supporter card each of your turn. This is J Block, Pitch Black English, 078 out of 084. Uncommon. Heatran. Heatran is a basic. It's an HP of 140. It's a fire type. It's number 485 in the Pokedex. Lava Dome Pokemon. Height 5'7", weight 948 pounds. It's got first attack is Singe for fire energy. It does no damage, and it says your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. And the second attack is Lava Wall, which is 2 fire energy and 1 of any type for 120 damage. It says during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from burned Pokemon. That seems good. Weakness to water ×2, no resistance, retreat for 4. Pokedex entry says it dwells in volcanic caves. It digs in with its cross-shaped feet to crawl on ceilings and walls. Illustration by Takeshi Nakamura. J Block, Pitch Black English, 007 out of 084, uncommon. That seems really good for a burn deck. Sea King, stage 1, evolves from Goldeen. It's HP of 110, water type, number 119 in the Pokedex, goldfish Pokemon, height 4'3", weight 86 pounds. Pretty fun piece of artwork. The attack it has is Hydro Jet for 3 of any type. It does no damage, and it says this attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. So you can shoot anything. You can shoot the bench and the active, and it does 3 for each. So pretty good, pretty average. You need a lot of energy on there to start knocking things out, but you definitely can knock things out. And it seems like in the right deck you could definitely do some work with this. Weakness to lightning ×2, no resistance, retreat for 1. The Pokedex entry says in autumn its body becomes more fatty in preparing to propose to a mate. It takes on beautiful colors. Illustration Okubo. J Block, Pitch Black English, 014 out of 084, uncommon. Pretty fun piece of artwork. Gideon's Final Battle. This is a trainer, it's a supporter. It says you can use this card only when it's the last card in your hand. It says during your turn, attacks used by your Pokemon that don't have a rule box do 80 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Before applying weakness and resistance, Pokemon EX and Pokemon V have rule boxes. So last card in my hand, I'm playing it. My non-rule box Pokemon is doing 80 more damage. Seems good. I think we've seen this card in the Festival lead deck because, it goes from 80 to 160 because you're attacking twice. A little difficult sometimes to have it as the last card in your hand, but it's not as difficult as you would think. You may play one supported card during your turn. This illustration is by Okaji. J Block, Pitch Black English, 077 out of 084, uncommon. I love Gideon. I think he's super badass. And I wish they had more badass characters like that in Pokemon. Bronzong, this is stage 1, evolves from Bronzor. It's an HP of 130, metal type. Number 437 in the Pokedex, Bronze Bell Pokemon. Height 4'3", weight 412.3 pounds. It's got the attack Gentle Slap for metal energy, does 40 damage. And then Metal Block is the second attack. For 2 metal energy and 1 of any type, it does 120 damage. It says during your opponent's next turn, the Pokemon takes 100 less damage from attacks from evolution Pokemon. Interesting. Weakness to fire ×2, resistance to grass -30, retreat for 3. It's pretty fun. Ooh, nice. Ultra rare energy switch. So this is an item, it's a trainer, it's called Energy Switch, and it says move a basic energy from one of your Pokemon to another of your Pokemon. You can use any number of item cards during your turn. Illustration Studio Bora Inc. This is a beautiful piece of artwork. I love the techno squared scene that they have in the background. The colors and lighting is so nice. These full arts are so beautiful. Ultra rares, super beautiful. Nice, alright. Well, we're up to 24 minutes and we only got through 2 packs. Excuse me. We can either keep opening them. I feel like it's just going to take a long time to get there. Or we can call it there and come back. But I guess we can open the last 2, right? Why not? We're here. Might as well. We're here, might as well. Sorry if the video is a little longer than normal, but these videos take a lot of time because we're reading each card and really getting to know the set. Nickit, this is a basic, it's an HP of 70, it's a dark type, number 827 in the Pokedex. Fox Pokemon, height 2 feet, weight 19.6 pounds. It's got the attack Gnaw for 10 damage for a dark energy, and rear kick for a dark energy and one of any type for 30 damage. Weakness to grass ×2, resistance to nothing, retreat for 1. Pokedex entry says, aided by the soft pads on its feet, it silently raids the food stores of other Pokemon it survives off its ill-gotten gains. Illustration KRGC. J-Block per Pitch Black English 053 out of 084 common. Shuppet, this is the first hide and sneak card that we've gotten. Seems like a really strong deck, everyone's going to be playing it. This is a basic, it's an HP of 50, it's a psychic type. It's number 353 in the Pokedex. Puppet Pokemon, I really love this piece of artwork. I love the green highlights that they did and the cool lamp that they made. Seems like a really awesome card. A lot of these hide and sneak cards look really cool. Height 2 feet, weight 5.1 pounds. It's got the ability Hide and Sneak. It says prevent all effects of your opponent's Pokemon's attacks and abilities done to this Pokemon. Damage is not an effect, but everything else is, right? So you can't be confused, poisoned, burned, paralyzed. You can't have damage counters put on this. You can't have Monkey Dory throw his poo-poo at it. You can't have Frostlass do damage between turns to it. You know, Hide and Sneak prevents all of that. It's really an incredible ability, and it's gonna be tough to play around a lot of the time. You know, it's gonna really hurt a lot of game strategies. I think Hide and Sneak ability is overpowered for sure. So can't wait to build the deck. My girlfriend thinks it's so strong that she wants to build the deck, so I'm gonna help her do that. And we're gonna be a Hide and Sneak family. First attack is only attack is Hang Down. It's psychic energy for 10 damage. Weakness to darkness ×2, resistance to fighting -30, retreat for 1. Pokedex entry says it uses its horns to feed on envy and malice, or so it said. It is very active at night. Illustration Bun Tojo. J-Block, Pitch Black English, 033 out of 084 common. Brynome. Brynome is a stage 1, evolves from Puplio. HP of 90, water type. Number 729 in the Pokedex. Popstar Pokemon, oh that's cute. Height 2 feet, weight 38.6 pounds. I like this artwork a lot. The attack it has is Hyper Voice for water energy. It does 40 damage, that's pretty good. Weakness to lightning ×2, no resistance, retreat for 2. Pokedex entry says it cares deeply for its companions. When its trainer is feeling down, it performs a cheery dance to try to help. Illustration by Minamitake. J-Block, Pitch Black English, 019 out of 084 common. This is Craniodos. This is a stage 1, evolves from Antique Skull Fossil. Okay, so we have 2 different fossils in this set so far. HP of 100, fighting type, number 408 in the Pokedex. Headbutt Pokemon. Height 211, weight 69.4 pounds. It's got the attack Push Down for 2 fighting energy. It does 70 damage, and it says switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. Your opponent chooses the new active. I tend to like those a little bit more than I probably should. I think that they're not very strong because your opponent chooses the new active, but there are certain situations where it is really strong, and doing 70 for 2 and pushing it back is pretty good. Weakness to grass ×2, no resistance, retreat for 2. Pokedex entry says Craniodos toughen up their already sturdy heads by headbutting one another. Illustration by Hideki Ishikawa. J-Block, Pitch Black English, 044 out of 084 common. Palafin, interesting. Palafin is a stage 1, evolves from Finizen. It's a HP of 150. Wow, big boy for a stage 1. Water type, number 964 in the Pokedex, hero Pokemon. Height 5'11", weight 214.7 pounds. Wow, he's big. His attack is Knuckle Justice. For 2 water energy, it does 80 plus. Says if your opponent has exactly 1 prize card remaining, this attack does 200 more damage. No, I don't think that's going to be that good. It's just too late in the game to get this out and do 280 damage. I mean, it's good. I wish it did 280 damage all the time. It also should probably be one energy versus 2, right? Weakness to lightning times 2, no resistance, retreat for 2. Illustration or Pokedex entry says the hero of the ocean swims at a speed of 50 knots and saves drowning people and Pokemon. Illustration by Satoma. J Block, Pitch Black English, 022 out of 084, uncommon. Backtrack Badge. This is a Pokemon tool. It's a trainer, and it says once during your turn after you flip any coins from an attack of the normal Pokemon this card is attached to, you may ignore all results of those coin flips and begin flipping those coins again. These types of effects are really good around, and when they're built around, they're really good. I think the first thing that comes to mind when I see this is Mega Kangaskhan. When you miss your coin flip off the first one, you can immediately start flipping again. Seems really good for that. The other things I can't really think of off the top of my head that this would pair with perfectly, but I think Mega Kangaskhan definitely pairs with this nicely. And it says you may attach any number of Pokemon tools to your Pokemon during your turn. You may attach only 1 Pokemon tool to each Pokemon that stays attached. Illustration by Toste Beach. J Block, Pitch Black English, 074 out of 084, uncommon. We read Bronzong, we're not going to read duplicates right now. Tropius is a basic, it's an HP of 110, it's a grass type. It's number 357 in the Pokedex, fruit Pokemon. Height 6'7", weight 220.5 pounds. It's got the attack Fruity Aroma. It's a 1 of any type for no damage. It says look at the top 6 cards of your deck, and you may reveal any number of Pokemon you find there and put them into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. A second attack is Solar Beam for grass energy and 1 of any type. It does 60 damage. Weakness to fire times 2, no resistance, retreat for 1. I can't read the Pokedex entry, but the illustration is by Akiro Fukuji. J Block, Pitch Black English, 001 out of 084, common, so that's the first card of the set. Charjabug is a stage 1, evolves from Grubbin. It's an HP of 100, lightning type, number 737, battery Pokemon. Height 1 foot 8 inches, weight 23.1 pounds. It's got the attack Vice Grip for lightning energy, does 30 damage. Second attack is Ram for 2 lightning energy, does 50 damage. Weakness to fighting times 2, no resistance, retreat for 2. Illustration by Kazuhiro Uragami. J Block, Pitch Black English, 025 out of 084, common. And Voltaic Energy. This seems like a pretty strong energy. This is a special energy, and it says as long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides lightning energy, so any Pokemon can get it. And then the attack used by the lightning Pokemon this card is attached to do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. I think this is probably one of the best special energies they've come out with over the past couple sets, because doing damage seems to be the best strategy in this game a lot of the time. Giving something plus 20 HP, preventing this, that, and the other thing. I mean, the only other card that seems like it can withstand that type of, that adds up to that would be the fighting energy, the Rocky fighting energy, in my opinion, because it has the effect of a mist energy, which prevents everything from happening to it, which seems pretty amazing, but doing extra damage is probably second best, if not first best in this game. So Drillbur, this is our last pack of this video. Thank you for being here. If you could like this video, subscribe to the channel, check out my eBay page because there's a lot of good stuff on there. I would really appreciate it. Drillbur, basic HP of 70, fighting type. Number 529 in the Pokedex, Mole Pokemon. Height 1 foot, weight 18.7 pounds. It's got Call for Family, which is a normal one of any type for no damage. It says search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. Second attack is Dig Claws for 3 of any type, does 50 damage. Weakness to Grass ×2, no resistance, retreat for 2. Pokedex entry says by spinning its body, it can dig straight through the ground at a speed of 30 miles per hour. That's pretty cool. Illustration by Atsushi Furasawa. J Block, Pitch Black English, 046 out of 084 common. Charcadet, nice. We got so many Charcadets in standard right now. Charcadet's a basic HP of 80 fire type, number 935 in the Pokedex, Fire Child Pokemon. I do love Charcadet though. Height 2 feet, weight 23.1 pounds. It's got Best Punch for fire energy. It does 40 damage. It says flip a coin. If tails, the attack does nothing. Pretty cool artwork though. Weakness to Water ×2, no resistance, retreat for 2. Pokedex entry says its firepower increases when it fights. Reaching over 1800 degrees Fahrenheit, it likes berries that are rich in fat. Interesting. Illustration by Ryuta Fuse. J Block, Pitch Black English, 011 out of 084 common. Bombardier is a basic. It's an HP of 100. It's a normal type. It's number 962 in the Pokedex, Item Drop Pokemon. It's a pretty beautiful Bombardier. Height 4'11", weight 94.6 pounds. Its first attack is Challenging Delivery. For 2 of any type, it does no damage. It says flip 2 coins. If both of them are heads, search your deck for a Pokemon and put it onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. So this can be any stage Pokemon. It can be a stage 1, a stage 2, basic, doesn't matter. You attach our tool that we just saw, which is, what's it called? I forget what it's already called. Something backtrack badge. Yeah, backtrack badge on here. Then you can have a second chance at flipping 2 heads. It is possible, and I feel like maybe in a limited deck that's okay. Maybe in standard it's not as good, but still possible. Second attack is Speedwing, 3 of any type for 100 damage, weakness to lightning ×2, resistance to fighting -30, and a retreat for 1. Pokedex entry says Bombardier uses the apron on its chest to bundle up food, which it carries back to the nest. It enjoys dropping things that make loud noises. Illustration Winter Wonder. J Block, Pitch Black English, 071 out of 084 common. It's a pretty nice piece of artwork. Fomantis is a basic. It's a HP of 70. It's a grass type. It's number 753 in the Pokedex. Sickle Grass Pokemon. Height 1 foot, weight 3.3 pounds. It's got Reckless Charge for grass energy, does 30 damage. It says this Pokemon also does 10 damage to itself. Weakness to Fire ×2, no resistance, retreat for 1. Pokedex entry says many trainers give their Fomantis their own flower pots so they can sunbathe in peace and quiet. That's cute. Illustration by Minimone. J Block, Pitch Black English, 003 out of 084 common. We know Palafin, so we're not going to reread him. We read Backtrack Badge, we're not going to reread that. We know Bronzong, we're not going to reread that. We got Spirit Tomb here, which is a basic. This is an HP of 60. It's a psychic type. It's number 442 in the Pokedex. Forbidden Pokemon. Height 3'3", weight 238.1 pounds. It's got the attack Spiritual End, which is a psychic energy. It does no damage, and it says if you have 13 or more Pokemon that have the hide and seek ability in your discard pile, choose two of your opponent's Pokemon and quadruple the number of damage counters on each of them. Okay, so I didn't know you chose 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. I thought they just quadrupled everything. Interesting. So you only choose 2 and you quadruple them, so that's not bad. I mean, it's still knocking 2 things out. Weakness to Darkness ×2, no resistance to fighting -30, retreat for 1. Illustration by Dan. I can't even read that, it's too dark. Sinistra. So this is another hide and sneak Pokemon. So stage 1 evolves from Poltergeist. The HP of 60, grass type, number 1013. I love these hide and sneak cards, they're so cool. The mirror and the candle and the crooked building back there, it's super cool. So we know the hide and sneak ability. The attack is Matcha Spin for one of any type. It does no damage. It says if you have 6 or more Pokemon that have the hide and sneak ability in your discard pile, place 4 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. It's pretty awesome. Weakness to fire ×2, no resistance, retreat for 1. No way I'm going to be able to read that Pokedex entry. And the last card is a Rampardos EX. Stage 2, HP of 330, fighting type. Evolves from Craniados. This has the ability Destructive Headbutting. It says once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may use this ability. Flip a coin if heads, discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Interesting. Then the attack is Rowdy Hammer for 2 fighting energy. It does 150 damage. It says during your next turn, attacks used by this Pokemon do 150 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Alright. I'm pretty sure that continues to stack, so the second turn you'll be doing 300 and... you'll do 300, 450, and it just goes up from there. That's pretty cool. Weakness to grass ×2, no resistance, retreat for 2. And the Pokédex EX rule, when your Pokemon EX is knocked out, your opponent takes only 2 prizes. So this is only a 2 prizer. It's pretty nice. Illustration by HNCL, J Block, Pitch Black English, 045 out of 084, double rare. Alright, well, I appreciate you being here. I hope you had fun with me. We're going to be jumping back and opening a lot more packs. I have about 70 packs right now. But it starts off slow because we gotta read the cards, but once we get through the cards we can move through it a lot faster. So I appreciate you being here. As always, happy collecting, good luck in any of your games, and I will see you next time.